Hare Krishna,
हरे
Prem
कृष्णा।
Prakash Anas Prabhu. Nice to
हरे
see
कृष्णा
you.
माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम माता जी। नाइस टू सी यू अगेन।
Hare Krishna,
हरे कृष्ण
everyone.
माता जी।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी,
दंडवत
दंडवत
माता जी,
प्रणाम।
प्रणाम माता जी।
Pranam.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, दंडवत
हरे कृष्ण।
प्रणाम।
Dhanva
हरे कृष्ण
Pranam.
माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे
दंडवत
कृष्ण माता जी,
प्रणाम।
दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्णा माता जी, प्रणाम माता जी।
Pranam. Okay, let's start.
यू आर द होस्ट माता जी।
Yes, sir. Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jyaudirayet Nashtaprayashu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Nashtaki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th Canto, Chapter 13, verse number 13. Okay, you can raise your hand whoever wants to read the verse. And we go forward. Madhubai, Hare Krishna. Krishna Kan Mataji, please go ahead.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। अन्योन्य वित्ता व्यतिशंग वृद्धा वैरानुबंधो विवहन्मितश्च अध्वनि अमुष्मिन् उरुकृच्रवित्ता बाधोपसर्गैर्विहरन् विपन्नः। थैंक यू माता जी। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you, Krishna. Vijay Kumari Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। ओम
Hare
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। अन्योन विन्दा विदसंग वृत्ता वैराणुबन्धो विवहन्मिदस्स अत्वन्य अमस्पुन्न उरुकृच्छ्रवित्त वदोबष्करै विहान विबन्नः। हरे कृष्ण माता जी। थैंक यू
Thank
माता
you,
जी।
Krishna. Shubha Rao, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
Dhanva Pranam.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। अन्योन्य वित्त व्यतिशंग वृद्ध वैरानुबंधो विवहन्मिति विधश्च अध्वन्यमुष्मिन्नुरुकृच्छ्रवित्ता पादोपसर्गैर्विहरन् विपन्नः। हरे कृष्ण माता।
Thank you. Usha Dayavati Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। अन्योन्य वित्त व्यतिसंग वृद्धा वैर अनुबंध विवाहमिता च अत्वानियमुसिन्नुरुकृच्छ्र पितबद्धा उपसर्गै विहरन् विपन्नः। थैंक यू माता
Thank
जी।
you.
हरे कृष्ण।
Madhu Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। अन्योन्य वित्त व्यतिशंग वृद्धा वैर अनुबंध विवहन मिथाश्च अध्वनीय अमुष्मिन उरुकृच्च वित्ता बाध उपसर्गे विहरन विपन्नः। थैंक यू माता जी। हरे
Thank
कृष्ण।
you. Revati Ratnangi Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। प्रणाम माता जी।
Hmm.
अन्योन वितव्याति शङ्कवृत्ता वैरानुबन्धो विभावीन वत्सः अध्वन्यमुष्मीन गुरु कुच्चवित्ता बाधो बसर्गो विहरण विबन्नः। हरे कृष्ण माता जी। थैंक यू वेरी
Thank you.
मच।
Prema Priya Jayashri Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। अन्योन्य वित्त व्यतिसंग वृद्धा वैरानुबंधो विवहन्मिथश्च अध्वनि अमुस्मिन् उरुकृच्र वित्त पादोपसर्गैर्विहरन् विपन्नः। हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
Thank you, Krishna. Anjali Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। अन्योन्य वित्त व्यतिशंग वृद्ध वैरा अनुबंधः विवहनमिथ च अध्वन्य अमुष्मिन उरुकृच्छ वित्त बाधा उपसर्गैः विरहन् विपन्नः। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you, Krishna. Usha Bhatt Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, प्रणाम माता जी।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय अन्योन्यवित्तव्यतिशङ्गवृद्ध वैरानुबन्धो विवहन्मितश्च अध्वन्यमुष्टिर्नुरुकुच्छ्रवित्ता बाधोपसर्गैर्विहरन् विपन्नः. थैंक यू माताजी.
थैंक यू. प्रफुल्ला माता जी, हरे कृष्णा.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी. प्रणाम माता जी. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय अनन्य वित्त व्यतिसंग वृद्ध वैरानुबंधो विवाहन्वितश्च अधुन्यमन अमुसिन्न औरुकृच्छवित्त बद्धो उपसर्गैर्विहरन् विपन्नः. हरे कृष्ण माता जी. थैंक यू.
सूर्य प्रकाश राव प्रभु जी, हरे कृष्णा.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी. हरे कृष्ण.
हरे कृष्णा.
अन्योन वित्त व्यतिसंगबुद्ध वैरानुबंधो विहन्मिदच्छ अद्वैनमस्मेर निरुकुस्य वित्ता बाधो सर्गैर विहरन् विपन्नः. हरे कृष्ण माता जी.
हरे कृष्णा. सुजाता माता जी, हरे कृष्णा.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी. अन्योन्यवित्ता व्यतिसंगवृद्धा वैरानुबन्धो विवहन्मितश्च अध्वानि अमुस्मिन् उरुकृच्च वित्ता बाधोपसर्गे विहरन् विपन्नः.
थैंक यू कृष्णा. अन्यो न वित्ता व्यतिसंग वृद्धा वैरानुबंधो विवहन्मितश्च अध्वानि अमुस्मिन् उरुकृच्छ वृत्ता बाधो पसर्गैर्विहरन् विपन्नः. अन्यो न with one another. Vitta vyati by monetary transactions. Vriddha increased. Vera anubandha, one is encumbered by enmity. Vivahan, sometimes marrying. Mitha, one another. Cha and adhvani, on the path of material existence. Amusmin, that. Urukritra, by great difficulties. Vittavadha, by scarcity of money. Upasarge, by disease. Viharan, wandering. Vipanna, one becomes fully embarrassed. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Due to monetary transactions, relationships become very strained and end in enmity. Sometimes the husband and wife walk on the path of material progress. And to maintain their relationship, they work very hard. Sometimes due to scarcity of money or due to disease condition, they are embarrassed and almost die. Puppet by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. In this material world, there are many transactions between peoples and societies as well as between nations, but gradually these end in enmity between the two parties. Similarly, in the marriage relationship, monetary transactions are sometimes overpowered by the dangerous conditions of material life. One then becomes diseased or monetarily embarrassed. In the modern age, most countries have developed economically, but due to business exchanges, relationships seem to be strained. Finally, wars are declared between nations. And as a result of these upheavals, there is destruction all over the world and people suffer heavily. Om Agyan Timirandasya Gyananjan Charakaya Churunmiltam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamahiyam Dadati Sapadantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deen Bandhu Jagat Pate Gopesha Gopika Kantha Radha Kantha Namastute. सप्तकांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी पुष्पानुस्ते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. नमो विष्णु पदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शुद्धवाटी हरे कृष्ण देशतारिणे. Due to monetary transactions, relationships become very strained and end in enmity. Sometimes the husband and wife walk on the path of material progress, and to maintain their relationship, they work very hard. Sometimes due to scarcity of money or due to disease condition, they are embarrassed and almost die. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, which is called Creative Impetus, chapter number 13, which is called as what?
Further
Further
between King
The talks
Bhumla
between
and Jadabharata.
further talks between Jad Bharat and Maharaj Rahugan. And Jad Bharat is talking about the problems that a conditioned soul faces in the material world in the form of an allegory, where the conditioned soul is referred to as what?
Merchant going into the
Merchant.
forest of
And
material
the
world.
material world is referred to as what?
Forest.
Material existence.
Forest. And then the various things that are happening in the material world are coming in as different, sometimes allegories, sometimes literally as it is, like the family members being referred as jackals, or the allegory of, I'm so sorry, allegory of Gandharvapura as a desire to make palatial buildings, so on and so forth. Okay, now in here we are reading. Yesterday, what did we read? What did we study yesterday? What did we study?
Becoming bereft of all riches. Material existence. It does not have a home also. But be sitting to enjoy. Then he goes to beg or borrow or steal.
Very
That
nice.
is in the society.
Very nice. So to fulfill the material desires, one needs money. And if someone is not able to earn money, then they go to beg, borrow, or steal. And Prabhupada says beg, borrow, steal is going on in the material world. So there is no one who is really honest, because material world tricks everyone. And then these monetary transactions lead to strain in the relationships, and they end in enmity. Do we all agree? Srimad Bhagavatam was written over 5,000 years ago. Okay. Do we all agree with this?
Yes.
Have you seen or
Yes.
experienced or observed
Yes,
other
yes.
people having this
Yes.
problem?
Yes, Mataji. It is true.
Yes, Mataji.
In
It's
families,
very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
siblings become enemy of each other over money. Sometimes it is very prominent in the world, especially in the Western world. I don't know much about India, where the young women marry old and rich men for their money. Right. So like that, this money transactions, if it can really like strain one's relationship. And Srimad Bhagavatam is telling us that because of these transactions, the relationship will end, not only become strained, but will end in enmity. People who are supposed to be in a very cordial dynamics of a relation becomes enemies of each other because of the money. And actually money belongs to who? Who does money belong to?
Krishna.
Krishna.
Krishna
Krishna.
is Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. So he's the enjoyer of the everything. Bhoktaram Yagya Tapasa. Right? Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. He's the enjoyer, he's the proprietor of everything. But when we start claiming, then we want to go for money. And when the money is becoming the center of one's life, then Srimad Bhagavatam has given this, that relationships become strained, very strained, and end in enmity. And then it goes on that sometimes a husband and wife, it sounds like people in Kali Yuga, because we don't hear women in Satya Yuga or Treta Yuga or Dwapar Yuga going outside and working. Do we hear?
No.
No, Mataji.
Any
No,
women,
no, Mataji. No.
Queen Kunti going to office, or
No.
Vrindavan gopis are going to work. They are working hard. It's not that they are not working, but they are not like specifically working hard to earn money. Are they?
No, Mataji.
Or there's different kinds of fashion trends coming, so office wear. Yeah. Do we hear that in Srimad Bhagavatam?
Not like that. Nothing like that.
So, so it sounds like, even though this is written so many years ago, it sounds to me that this is very applicable to this particular age where we are right now. Very prominent, and that's how the nature, we can't control it. It's a material nature is like programmed that way by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But we can learn about it. We can be smart about it. Okay, we don't have to succumb to it. The warnings are already there. The husband and wife are going to walk on the path of material progress, and to maintain their relationship, they work very hard. Right? This is how it happens that, okay, if the husband and wife are working, then they need to maintain a particular standard of living. They will have aspirations for their children. Then they will have a friend circle. So they're maintaining all that, right? And they're working very, very hard. My Guru Maharaj says, in Western countries, people have very big houses, but they leave the house early in the morning to work and come back late in the night, and then the cycle starts all over again, that they go to work again next morning and come back late in the night. So who is the one who is enjoying the house most? My Guru Maharaj says the dog that they keep. It's kind of hilarious. The dog that they keep is enjoying the house most, because that's the person that's the animal who's in the house the most. Otherwise, to maintain, just acharyas or pure devotees or Srimad Bhagavatam scriptures, they ask us to pause and reanalyze our life, change the vision. We can be walking around in the world, it's fine, with a lot of like designations or a lot of like achievements, but what are we really doing? What are we? If this is the life that I wanted, is it really making me happy? And if yes, for how long? Am I getting tired? In material world, we want to retire. Yeah. Is there anybody who has worked, and then we claim that I worked 30 years of service, 40 years of service, 50 years of service. We say that, right? I retired after these many years of service. But by that time, person reaches mid-50s, late 50s, we want to retire. And that's what I've heard generally from people. Yes or no? Is it wrong? Is it wrong?
Yes, Mataji.
It is true, Mataji.
The desire comes
True.
that I want to retire. I don't want to go on
Yeah.
doing this over and over again. But in Krishna consciousness, the more we age, the more we want to become more serious. Yeah. There is a devotee in Krishna Balram Mandir. I don't know his name, but if you go for Mangalarti, they do announcement in English and then they do announcement in Hindi. Have you been to Krishna Balram Mandir in Mangalarti time?
Yes, Mataji.
Vrindavan Dham?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
So after the Aarti, they do the announcement, and they welcome the devotees. So there's this Prabhu. Every time I go, he's the same person. This time I like Peep because I love his voice. He's so enthusiastic and he's speaking in Hindi. And I kind of like looked at who he is because I've been hearing his voice for years and years and years, and same enthusiasm, same, sharpness, and same, that happiness that I can feel in his voice. So I saw he was such an old devotee. He was very old devotee, but he looked so happy. He's standing there in Krishna Balram Mandir on Mangalarti, and he's welcoming everyone in that Hindi language. Prem Prakash Prabhu, do you know him? Do you know him?
Yes, Mataji. In fact, he came to deliver a lecture and gave us a nice chanting for 1 hour when we went to Dawan. So enthusiastic. He has been a Grahastha. He has been from Delhi, and for last 6 years he has been transferred to Vrindavan. But very enthusiastic, and he presented us with Japamala, each one of us.
And his voice is so good. Like I can totally, I'm like, my goodness, people who are retired, they really want to be resting. But here he is standing. And I know one more devotee who actually relocated from New York to Vrindavan. I know this devotee from New York temple, Radha Govind temple, when I used to go there many years ago, like 15 years ago. And now I see him in Vrindavan. He's also retired. Same enthusiasm. I used to request him in New York to sing. He sings very well. Radha Rani ki jai, Maharani ki jai. He said, Sunday feast program in New York, he would sing and will be like going crazy in the temple hall. And sometimes I would go in and I say, Prabhu, can you please sing that bhajan, Radha Rani ki jai? So whenever I see him in Vrindavan Dham, now I met him this time also, so enthusiastic. And actually he's looking younger and younger. I said, Prabhu, you look more young than you were in New York. And he said, Mataji, I'm retired. My daughters are married. I'm a grandfather. I said, yeah, but what to do? So what I'm trying to tell is that we work very hard, okay? Work very hard with an intention to become happy, but material energy exhausts us and we want to retire. We want to slow down. We want to, get on with our life, with our pension plans, and do something else rather than just doing, same boring routine. But if we are in Krishna consciousness, we actually want to do more and more and more. This difference is so apparent. Have you met Namanishta Prabhu's father? Have you met him?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes,
And mother too. And mother too.
Yeah, his mother.
Yes,
His mom is the
yes.
sweetest. But
His father
his
is very
father,
enthusiastic, ma'am. My father is very enthusiastic.
we share
yes.
a
He used to
common
talk very
trait,
well. Yes.
Arjun.
So I know
When I
them
talk
since.
to him, I always feel that we share the common trait of assertion.
Yes.
Yeah.
He came along with us, kada, in Vrindavan. Prabhuji,
Yeah.
Vrindavan tour also he came. They were
Yes.
very enthusiastic.
So I know him since he was the head of department of radio oncology in AIMS in Delhi. So when I used to go and see them in Delhi, I remember going to AIMS and meeting both since 2003. So I know them for so long. And then says, and that time they used to say, you know, they were still like coming to Krishna consciousness, coming in terms that Ramanishta Prabhu is and ISKCON now. And then when they took up, they just took up. And they used to be like really like tired. I have seen uncle, like, I'm sorry, I call him uncle, but I'm so associated with them for so long. So tired. And now I go and now I meet them. They're like so bright, so happy. I told him this time also, you look so young. And his wife, the auntie was saying that we have no time. We have no time, Preeti. They call me Preeti. We have no time. And she was telling me the schedule. And now they have DDs, and now I think they got Brahman initiation also. So she was telling me, my goodness, I'm so busy, but I'm so happy. You know, she says the problems come, but now it's like we are not tired. We have a schedule. We come to temple in the morning. We do these classes. We cook. We offer the bhoga to our deities. Then they call Namanishta Prabhu Nirmal, right? We tell Nirmal, come home and have prasadam with us. So they're so happy. Generally, people in old age, they miss their grandchildren, they miss their children. Yeah, that's why they go and meet their grandchildren, children, and other family members far and wide across the world. Yes or no? You tell me.
Yes,
Am I-
Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
You know, Namanishta Prabhu has a younger brother who has a son. Okay, they talk about him. They talk about Ved, and they tell me everything what's going on. But say, okay, when are you gonna meet him? Oh, he has to come meet us. No, he has to come meet us. I'm just saying, oh my goodness, you have to really like sit with these devotees and relish their life, that how they are having so much satisfaction. And then Uncle was saying that I want to live these many years more. I'm 80 some years old. I said, why are you talking like this? Why so many years more? Why not more? And Auntie said, Namanishta Prabhu's mom said, because he'll be able to finish Srimad Bhagavatam in that time. You know, because in these many years, he'll be able to finish Srimad Bhagavatam reading. So nice, right? Is it nice?
Yes.
They have
Yes,
like a goal to achieve, you know, we want to live this much and Krishna sanction our life so we can finish Srimad Bhagavatam. Nothing else. And I have seen Uncle working in AIMS, such a big, you know, transition, and he's gone through so many health challenges lately, but you see them like so inspiring. So what Jad Bharat is pointing out here for all of us is that it's okay to be it's okay to try to be happy. It's natural for us. It's unnatural not to be happy. It's okay, but are we putting our happiness at stake with our transactions in the money matters? And we're working very hard to maintain ourselves or our family or our relationships based on this particular one thing. You see, in Kali Yuga, we actually equate happiness with the amount of wealth we have. But actually, I learned from Swam Bhagwan Keshav Maharaj that wealthy is who needs the least. So I'm not saying don't work hard. I'm not saying don't earn money. I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to say that don't equate or place your happiness on that thing only. Doesn't deserve it. You see, my friend, I told her, Chiti Shakti, my friend, who's a very nice devotee. So nice. So she teaches us that we need to give right priority, right amount of weightage to everything in our life. Rate the things rightly in your life. Okay, don't try to mix and match and become very passive about everything that comes and give everything same priority. No. And we should be able to draw boundaries, and we should be able to like rate the things rightly. How important is this thing in my life? And then that depends on what is defining my life. And life means happiness. So if you rate Krishna consciousness as number one in your life, then what are you doing about it? Okay. So otherwise, sometimes due to scarcity of money or disease condition, become embarrassed and almost die, right? This happens when people lose everything suddenly. Then whoever are the friends, they become enemies in a moment, or they just turn their faces in a moment. I was reading one report many years ago. It was probably 6 years ago about these people who work on Wall Street in New York. You know, the finance people who work on Wall Street. So there was this report about this finance person. I don't remember his title, but I guess he was a big guy who was making a lot of money. He had a very nice wife who was very qualified, but she wasn't working because her husband was making a lot of money. They had 4 children, and their monthly expense was at that time over $300,000. You know, $300,000 is how much? How much will it be? $300,000 in rupees. So that was their monthly expense. They would go on lavish holidays, everything so big. And the wife knew that the husband is having extramarital affairs. She knew it, but she still, okay, she didn't bring made a big deal out of it because, you know, she was getting the life she wanted. And the husband one day went to work and was caught by the police for many, many frauds against him. Just went to work in a usual day and then never came back home because, you know, charges after charges after charges. And then the family was in debt for so much. And then she said, we suddenly lost everything. It was like the earth that I was standing on was just removed under my feet. And then she had to like completely redefine. She went to all these friends that they had in the circle and asked for help, you know, beg, borrow, steal. Nobody helped her. She said money is such a thing that it intoxicates. And she said that I heard it, that it intoxicates. You know, when you are under the influence of an intoxicant, can we see the reality? If somebody you see, have you ever seen somebody drunk? And they're like walking and dangling and they're under the effect of intoxication. Can they see the reality?
No.
Oh, Mataji.
Cannot see the reality. So she was comparing that kind of a life with an intoxication. It was intoxicated by that. But when the reality came out, she found that, she said, I found that, my goodness, I have not done anything about my career. Now, what am I going to do with these 4 kids? Because everything is seized. She said like buying a $10,000 shoe was nothing for her. But now to meet the need of 2 meals a day for me and my kids is such a big thing. So it becomes embarrassed. People become embarrassed, you know. Why? Because we didn't use the right thing for the right purpose. Okay, it's not, if we use money for Krishna, it works in a magical way. You give donation, Krishna sends it back in so many ways because it's so grateful. If you give it from the heart, if it is given in the mode of goodness, if it is given in the mode of passion with a grudge that why did I give so much? Why did I could have given less? I could have negotiated. That's different. But if it is given from the right place with a lot of, you know, enthusiasm for the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, let's say somebody donates for Radha Govinda, Krishna is grateful. Prabhupada says you purchase Krishna by giving something to Krishna. And Krishna makes sure that you get the returns with interest and compound interest. Of course, we don't do it for that, but that's how the relationship works, right? Relationship is a 2-way road. Yes, or you just give, and it is like unequited. Yeah? What is a good relationship dynamic? Give, and not get it back.
Dadati pratiganyati.
2-way street.
So Krishna is the foundation, right, for all relationships. He actually makes sure. Where was this king, in ninth canto, where does this king story come? What is his name who was giving charity, was very charitably disposed? That he actually,
Nriga.
Nriga, he was so charitably disposed that he would just keep giving. And then I think who came in the form of dog. He had one glass of water or one chapati left for himself, something like that. And then a dog came and then he gave that to that dog also. So he was very emaciated. So I think he was tested.
That one was Rishabh Dev. No, Mataji.
No, it's ninth canto.
Ranti Dev.
Anyway, thank you. But the bottom line is that he was giving the right thing to the right people. And then Krishna made sure that he was taken care of. So the problem is we think we are the controller. You see, this is the places where a controlling tendency sits so subtly. It sits so subtly. I can control my life. If I work hard, I can make more money. If I can make more money, I can buy more happiness. And if I can buy more happiness, I can actually become very big and very renowned, and I can beat this friend of mine. Then what are we doing actually? Building a life of enmity. Hai so control, but he says, okay, I have this. Let me take it to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Give it for his service. So that Krishna is served so nicely. Let me decorate him. And Krishna is also seeing you. So then he also reciprocates, and then you get so much satisfaction in the heart. So it depends. Are we buying dissatisfaction? That is why most of the mental health diagnosis or suicide rates or so many things are very high in population which are high class in economy level, very, very rich, because they are not resting. They can't even sleep in the night. My friend Chiti Shakti, she's a psychiatrist in London. The other day we were talking and she said that most of my patients are celebrities in UK. And you can't even imagine what they go through. So it actually makes our conviction very strong in Krishna consciousness. That is the right thing to do. Not what the noise of the society tells us what is right to do. Because if there's right to do, then why are you not happy? We can challenge, why are you not happy if this is the right thing to do? This is the right thing to do. This is where I'm going to give my heart. And this is where I'm going to bring my hard-earned money to for Krishna. Not building a life of enmity. Not making myself work like an ass or a donkey because I'm a human being or I am in a human body and I want to be really, really happy. I don't want to be a grumpy old person. Right? And I gave example of these devotees in Vrindavan or Namanishra Prabhu's parents. When you go to Mangalore next time, please make sure you meet them. Namanishra Prabhu's parents, and please make sure you hear their stories. And make sure and hear Auntie's schedule. What is the schedule that she has for the whole day? And how she's so happy. Okay. I think we end here. Any questions, reflections, realizations, or corrections?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, Mataji, in today's context, you were saying that, you need to give a lot of money and Krishna returns it back. I have a very close friend of mine, Mataji, wherein they donated quite a lot of amount for Mangalore ISKCON temple. And eventually, over a period of time, they lost more than, double or close to 3 times of the amount. And then her husband also lost the job. So how do we kind of, equate this, Mataji? Can you please help me understand?
So you are saying that if they wouldn't have given it to Krishna, then everything would have been fine?
No, Mataji. I'm saying if we give it to Krishna, we know that, sometimes it, not sometime, I mean, down the line, it will come back to us. But when she was asking me this, I had no answer. So I was blank. So I was trying to understand how is Krishna's magical powers work? How does it even work? So how do we kind of understand this, Mataji?
First of all, I'm not understanding that how is she equating that she gave to Krishna, that's why she lost money, or is she questioning that she gave to Krishna, then why is Krishna not taking care of her? Is that what the problem is?
Yes, Mataji.
So what was the consciousness at which time, during which, with which the money was given?
It was
What
pure
was it?
consciousness only, Mataji. They wanted to donate to the temple with good heart and they gave off, but eventually they got cheated. They had given money and they got cheated badly and all of that. So that happened. And during the course of the time, the husband also lost his job and all of that. And she was like, they both are devotees. And she was like, even despite of being in Krishna conscious and, the money is also pure. It's not like any black money or this and that and all. Doing all of that, still we lost our money. How does it happen? Why does it happen, kind?
So one thing is that we cannot understand plans of Krishna at the given time period that we want to understand. Okay, so there was one devotee who was very nice devotee. He's still a nice devotee, very elderly. He's in Mangalore. And whenever I go to Mangalore, I go to their house always, who actually got stroke. And it's like, why did I get stroke? His wife was like, why did I get stroke? Why did I get, my half of my body is has become weak now. I was going good in my Krishna consciousness. I was doing this, I was doing that, I was doing this. So basically, sometimes if you surrender more, the test is also more. That do you really want to do it or not? And Krishna will take care of them. They need to strengthen that faith that maybe this is what I had to go through, or maybe something is actually minimized because I gave it to Krishna. If I had not given to Krishna, then the effect would have been more. Time will reveal. Time is Krishna. Time will reveal that what is it that need to learn. The question is, am I going to maintain that faith or am I going to question that faith? And another question is that, is Krishna supposed to reciprocate to me in the time period that I want him to reciprocate? Then where are we saying Krishna is completely independent? Are you understanding, Mataji? Rajalakshmi Mataji, are you still there?
Yes, Mataji.
This is a time to maintain and strengthen more faith. We all go through this turmoil. We all go through this ordeal in many different ways. All of us, when we are in Krishna consciousness, we go through so much of this way. We can actually challenge our faith in Krishna consciousness and say that this is not working because I'm going through so many hardships. But getting relief from material suffering is a byproduct. If you read Nectar of Devotion, chapter 2, where Rupa Goswami gives the effects of becoming a devotee or a pure devotional service, then this is a byproduct. It's not the real product. The byproduct is that we get relief from material sufferings, and they will have full faith, but not in the time frame that they want to be. If they are able to maintain their faith and actually strengthen their faith in this time, Krishna, whatever you want. You see, 5 Pandavas lost their kingdom. They were sent to exile. Their wife was almost insulted. They are Krishna's friends. You know who's asking these questions in Srimad Bhagavatam? Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking these questions to Krishna in Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada gives a lecture. 1.518 is the verse. Here Prabhupada's lecture. Prabhupada is saying, Yudhishthira Maharaj asked Krishna, Krishna, we are your close associates. But still we lost our kingdom. We went to exile for 11 years. Our wife was almost insulted. We had to go through so much war. Why? So what did Krishna say? What is Krishna's reply there?
Maybe they did not inform Krishna that they are going to encounter into this.
No, that's not
Krishna's
Krishna's
playing of dice.
No. Krishna's reply is that, yes, that is what I do. If somebody wants to come to me and they want to have something else, then I make sure that they lose everything else. So they have nothing else remaining but me. But this is very rare, okay? This is very rare. Srila Prabhupada's life, you study Srila Prabhupada's life. Srila Prabhupada talks that he was told by astrologer that he will become as rich as Tata. He'll become as rich. He said his business was going very good. He was making a lot of money, and he was a pure devotee even at that time, and he wanted to spend everything for Krishna. But what happened? But one day everything was dismantled. So Krishna everything was dismantled. Why? Because that's not what they want. So you have to look at the perspective of what happens to in our life from Krishna conscious vision. It's good that she's inquiring a devotee. Good that they're coming to you for answer, because you can actually help that family to strengthen their faith at this time. When everyone else is gone who thought that they will be there, now they're left only with Krishna. Tatyanukampa Sushmikshamano. You know this verse, right? Rajalakshmi Mataji. Tatyanukampa Shumakshamano.
Yes,
Punjana eva Tirtham Vipakam. So it's not just a theory, we have to live it. Prem Prakash Hadas Prabhu will also throw an amazing light on it. So let's hear him.
Hare Krishna Mataji. In fact, Pran Chaitanya Prabhuji told his own story, very short story, which is very enlightening. And he said this is something that happened to him. He went for an overseas trip. I think probably it was in Malaysia or Kuala Lumpur. And he stayed in a Hare Krishna temple for whatever 7-10 days. And at the end, when he was going home, he was given TADA. TADA is something that whatever the lodging and the boarding expenses that you incur, you are paid for it. So he was given the money. In the hurry, he took the money from the office. And then he was going to the airport. And he was just thinking while going to the airport that I have actually stayed in the Krishna temple. I didn't pay anything there. And I got this extra money. What should I do? He said at one stage, I got an idea that I should leave it for Krishna. But then I was thinking, okay, let's see what happens. And he says he took some money out for some purpose. And then when he sat down on his plane seat, he realized that all the money that he was thinking about was actually left in the cab.
Oh
and
my
then
God!
he calculated, and it turned out exactly the part of the money which was extra money. He says, this opened my eye completely.
Wow, you heard that?
He does everything very smartly. I mean, I'm just telling these incidents for Mataji to explain to those people. So unless, we know the entire story about the life, it's very difficult to correlate one thing with the other. But one thing I have realized in my life is whatever work you do, wherever you do, you are always paid for it. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe in cash, maybe in kind. But whatever work you do, whatever good work you do, you are always paid by the God. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. That was very, very nice, very inspiring. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
He is still working, Mataji. He is Assistant General Manager in Union Bank of India, Bombay. He is my close friend also, but he is a teacher. Is that you telling? Oh, yeah.
I don't know where Pranchitana Prabhu has moved back to India. I know that much, but I don't know where he's working. Okay, very nice. Thank you, Prem Prakash Prabhu. We have so many stories to tell. I went through so much hard time, and I was like, is this Krishna consciousness? And then like, okay, that was a time when I actually strengthened my faith so much. Okay, nothing is happening in my life which I don't deserve. I really got the realization. Nothing is happening. Because Prabhupada says that not even a blade of grass moves without Krishna's will. So nothing is happening in my life without Krishna's approval. Nothing. So if he has approved it, it must be right. So let me put my consciousness on the right track. You can think like this. Somehow I got the mercy at that time and I thought like that. And I guess looking back, I think that was a time in my life where I actually made a lot of progress, even though I was not living with devotees and I was alone and everything. But I thought that, that particular, and I could only hear Prabhupada and read his books, that this was a time that I really relish. That was a good time of my life in Krishna consciousness. So we cannot control what happens to us, but we can definitely control how we respond to what happens to us. Okay. Any other question? reflection, realizations, corrections, complaints. This class has no questions, no reflections, no realizations, no corrections.
John
But
F.
just
Kennedy
think about it.
always says that if your class has no question at the end, everybody understood everything so well and you are a wonderful orator, or no one understood
Nobody has
anything
understood anything.
and no point in asking.
But they come every day for how many years now? 2 years? I don't